Well, I know I'm late to doing a video talking about the Steam Deck's 1 year anniversary. That 1 year anniversary kind of came and went. And while I did record another video for that in both the video and audio format, I have been taking some time working on other projects, and this kind of got pushed to the wayside. But I'm here to say, hey, DeckedUP, a Steam Deck podcast, is back. I am excited to be back to talk about the Steam Deck and gaming, tech, and so much more. I did take a bit of a break. I took several months off. I want to say 3.5 months I took off. But anyways, we're here to talk about the 1 year anniversary of the Steam Deck. It has been, well, at this time of this recording, over 1 year, but is absolutely amazing that this device is now 1 year old. It's crazy because when I think about, you know, when it was first announced, it kind of came out of nowhere because at the time we weren't really getting any type of like, you know, a big company pushing out like a mobile handheld gaming PC like this. We saw Razer had made kind of like a prototype for something that was going to be similar to a Switch, had detachable Joy-Cons and everything like that, but that never came to fruition, so we never saw that to the market. What we did see was a lot of third-party companies making portable gaming PCs, like the GPD Win, right? So that's always been there for roughly, I want to say, the last, you know, decade or so. We've always had those type of portable PC options, but we never had anything that was built purely on Linux or customized version of Linux that would, you know, just directly interface with Steam and be able to allow you to play your AAA games at a reasonable time frame because of, you know, a decent battery for all intents and purposes for what it does. So when this was announced, it was completely something that took me and millions of people around the world by surprise, because it's like, what is this? And it was a Steam Deck, right? So it was Valve's first attempt into the portable gaming market space, and technically their first attempt at a portable gaming or just like putting Steam on a, you know, a computer of some sort or console of some sort. We did previously had when they partnered up with Alienware to do the Steam machines, and while a lot of people like those, you know, a lot didn't love them because, you know, the price you're going to pay for a Steam machine, you might as well have bought a gaming PC. Just, you know, have either a gaming laptop or gaming desktop and just connect it to your TV if you're going to want to have that type of console experience, right? So there was a lot of skepticism with the Steam Deck. A lot of people thought, hey, this is not going to work, it's going to flop, it's going to just be absolutely terrible. And it, you know, we had months upon months of speculation. I know myself, many other content creators were talking about it, and we were saying that there's going to be a point where, you know, everyone's going to want one of these because it's going to be able to provide you with something that the Nintendo Switch can't, and that's AAA games that are day and date with the PlayStation and Xbox offerings. And that's something that the Switch can't offer more often than not. I mean, think about Hogwarts Legacy, day and date PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. But the Switch version is delayed until the middle of 2023. And even with that, I'm concerned about the performance of how that's going to work on the Switch, right? But that's something we typically see, unless it's like an indie game or something that is not a high marker type of title, then you'll usually get day and date and sometimes even massively delayed or come out like a whole year later sometimes. So being able to have, you know, your Steam library, a lot of people have, you know, hundreds of games, thousands of games. And so many people are just super excited about the ability to have that library with them on the go. And now they could have that capability. But then you also had the people that were like super skeptical, you know, super skeptical of it. And it made sense. It made sense for them to be that way because the Steam machine didn't do well. You know, the Steam controller, which was loved by people who played Steam games, but by traditional gamers who use like either an Xbox or a PlayStation controller, didn't really care for it. So there were a lot of forays that Valve had that weren't exactly the most successful And so there was justification for having, concern about if the Steam Deck was going to do well. But then it came out, even though it was delayed, truthfully speaking, it got delayed. It was supposed to come out in 2022 end of the year, or 2021 end of the year, but it actually came out in 2022 around February. And so the delays had a lot of people concerned. They were thinking this is going to be, dead on arrival. And it came out, and it really changed the landscape of gaming as a whole. And I'm not saying that just to say like, oh, the Steam Deck is the greatest thing ever. I'm never going to be that loyal to a platform, but I do find myself playing my Steam Deck more than I play anything else. Far more in my Nintendo Switch, far more in my Xbox Series X or S, and, slightly more in my PlayStation 5. I still show my PlayStation 5 a lot of love for numerous reasons, but, it came out and it just changed the landscape. So you got your AAA games, you got your AA games, you got games that are coming out day and date. Like I said earlier, with PlayStation and Xbox, you can play them portably. Many of them are verified for DAC, many of them are not, and you got to tinker around with them. Some just won't launch, and you may have to wait till you can find a Proton that'll work. But still, that was something that you couldn't do before, and it was at a level of quality and performance that you just never seen before. And that's one of the benefits of it being on a customized Linux kernel as opposed to being on Windows. But then you also had the fact that you had access to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One generation of games. You had access to the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 era and the Wii U era. And you had further back, as far back as you can think of for a lot of your Steam library, you could go. Then there was also the fact that this was the best emulation, and I know I smacked my microphone, but I still stand by the fact that this is the best emulation device, hands down. There are more powerful options out there like the ALK Zoe and a lot of the Aya Neos and the Aya type of device, but for this, being able to put EmuDeck on there and just being able to load almost every generation of gaming up until the PlayStation 3 and 360, and even though not everything works perfectly, it still works good enough. It just blows my mind. If I have a whole collection of games from the NES era and further back, as well as pushing for PlayStation, Super Nintendo, 64 and such. I have all that in the other room, and I have the consoles to play them, but it's just such a chore, especially having a toddler, having to come and bring it out, set it up, or set it up if I want to stream it. But with the Steam Deck, I can just launch EmuDeck, put the ROMs in a proper folder, because it does all the heavy lifting for you, and I can literally just play my games of all generations. It perfectly attunes the controls for the most part. Some may not work as well as others, the Wii Shop. When a lot of those Wii digital games don't play perfectly, but and that can be fixed, patched out, or updated down the road. But the fact that the ease of accessibility, especially if the sites to go to, like the Romance of CD, hint hint, wink wink, where to get your ROMs from, your ISOs and such, and you can play it like PlayStation 2 and all that. It really just became my go-to device. And one of my primary reasons for picking up the Steam Deck was the fact that I wanted to cover more PC games for my YouTube channel and for my website, because when you work with the gaming companies, like a lot of the PR people and a lot of the the gaming companies in general, you're more likely to get a code for Steam than you, or GOG, or Epic Game Store, than you are anything else, just because they have a surplus of PC keys as opposed to the limited number of Switch or PS4, PS5, Series X, Series S, or Xbox One codes. There's just a plethora of PC codes, and so I was getting flooded with them, and I didn't have a reliable way to capture footage. I could do NVIDIA record, but sometimes that wouldn't work with every game. So being able to put a lot of the PC games I have on the Steam Deck and be able to set it up and run into my capture card and then record everything was just absolutely insane. You know, it really made making content a lot better, opened a lot more opportunities for me because I'm covering more, you know, PC games, both AAA and indie, AA and such. And so, you know, for anyone who wants to get into PC gaming, it's an easy gateway into that. You know, not only for the emulation, but the ease of use. You know, all you need is like a dock or a USB-C dongle, and then you can connect it to your TV or your monitor. You know, many docks have, you know, DisplayPort options out. Some have VGA out if you still use VGA monitors. And then you can use a keyboard, mouse, controller, have your Ethernet pulled in, and you can basically have this as your all-in-one station. You know, if you wanted to use the Steam Deck as your pure only computer, you could. You know, if you go to the desktop mode, if you need to type up documents, you can, you know, do documents. You can do, you know, very, very light video editing. You can do photo editing. There's so many different things that you can do with the Steam Deck that you literally cannot do with any other device, any other gaming devices out there. I mean, you can do these with, like I said, the competitors to the Steam Deck. They'll never overtake the Steam Deck because they don't have the brand share and marketing that it does. But, you know, something like the AAA Zoe or the GPD Win, which are full Windows PCs, you can do all that with that. But, you know, it's just different. So honestly, I say all that to say that the Steam Deck has really become a device that's so universal. It was something that a lot of people thought was going to flop. It did not flop. It has sold millions of units across the world. So many different options from, you know, 64 gigs, 256, 512. Then there's the options to upgrade the internals on it, a better fan, put GillyKit anti-drift sticks in it so you never have stick drift. You can change out the buttons, do customizations on like the casing for the Steam Deck if you want a clear case or a custom one, you know, ones with custom back plates like from JSOX. And there's other things too you can do with it, and change up the internals. Like if you want to increase the internal storage anywhere from like 1 terabyte to 2 terabytes, or say you buy the 64 gig model and you want to put 256, 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes in it of M.2 SSD, you can do that. It's just, and what I love about it is the fact that it doesn't void the warranty. And even if you change out things within it, Valve will still honor, you know, the 1 year limited warranty that it comes with and still take care of a lot of things. So long as it's not anything that's like super jerry-rigged, they're not going to deal with that. But the support plus, you know, when it comes to games coming out on PC, a lot of developers are focusing on deck support, which is, you know, amazing. Look at what Final Fantasy or Square Enix did with Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to Steam. They made sure that it had Steam Deck support. And, you know, Cyberpunk 2077, one of the games that was struggling to run on every platform it was on, including PC, being optimized to run on deck, and it's now verified on deck. And even games like Elden Ring that were basically fixed across the board on Steam Deck and its optimizations that they were able to report to other platforms. So, you know, the support from the developers, the support from Valve themselves, constantly pushing out updates, both beta and stable channels, and you know, preview channels as well if you want to opt into stuff, and constantly pushing out Proton and, you know, Proton fixes and updates and all this other stuff. And the fact that if you want to do, you know, game sharing, you can do library sharing with people, you know, who have other devices. And also the fact that, like, if you want to do like game sharing to where you can play a game co-op with someone, and something like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, you can definitely do that. It's the custom, you know, there's just so many options. Online voice chat, everything just built into it, the Steam store, emulation. It's just an amazing device that I am blown away. In the first year, it has done so much. Now, people do want a Steam Deck 2. I'm not against it. Valve has verified that they're going to make a Steam Deck 2. But, you know, when it comes, it comes. For right now, I am just completely satisfied with what they have done so far with the Steam Deck. And I just look forward to it. But, you know, I look forward to whatever they're going to do next. But with that being said, what do you guys think? Are you excited for this year in with the Steam Deck? Has it been great for you, or is it something you're not that happy with? You like other devices? Whatever your thoughts are. And even, how long have you had your Steam Deck? I have had mine coming up on a year now. And like I said, it's been one hell of a journey. But Let me know how long you've had yours. Let me know what you're playing, what you're using, and if there are any accessories you want to pick up or any games you want to pick up on sale, I have affiliate links for accessories, for games. I'll leave it in the description down below. No additional cost to you. It helps out the channel. It helps me, basically do this as a living. And yeah, if you also want to support, we got Patreon, we got channel memberships for early exclusive access to different content. And on top of that, do all the typical YouTube things, sub to the channel, ding the notification bell, and all that. So yes, I hit the desk because I'm trying to wrap this up quickly. My toddler is really not trying to let me record. But all that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe. If you listen to this on YouTube or you watch it on YouTube and you listen to it on podcast format, just again, let us know what you think. All that being said, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, and I'll see you around.